What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Doddsy, and this is your sports show for Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. Man, this was such a fun weekend this last weekend. It was crazy. This weekend, La Grande varsity softball has home games at 11 and 1 o'clock down at Pioneer Park, the Doug Trice Memorial Field. They'll be taking on Vail, so get down there and support these Lady Tigers. This is all brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto right here in La Grande. East end of Adams, heading towards Union on the right-hand side. You can't miss it. It's the old Windows Corner. It's been in business in this town for almost 60 years. If you need your car looked at, take it to Rockin' Sons. If you need tires, take it to Rockin' Sons. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Go see JB and the boys. Now it's time for my MetTrim MD La Grande diet update. Man, I weighed in today just a little while ago, and 6.5 more pounds. It's crazy. I'm down to another 6.5, and I'm just going to keep going. It's really cool. They personalize it to your preferences. So when I go in and I weigh every week, I step on the scale. It takes my body fat percentage, all these other things, and I get a printout, and it tells me exactly where I'm at. And then I go into the food pharmacy and pick out my food for the following week, which they have delicious meals, lots of different things to choose from. You can't beat it. I mean, really, for the cost. And everybody wants to talk about the cost of it. The reality of it is I looked at the receipt for the food this week, and it was almost the same or the same as what I would spend this week on food and going out to eat combined. If you need to lose a little bit of weight or a lot of weight, my suggestion is to go see Dr. Kopp. I mean, it's not brain surgery. It really isn't. MetTrimMD right here in La Grande. Everything's down below here. Their phone number, website. Go see them. Tell them Doddsy sent you. EOU volleyball will play this weekend in the national tournament at home. Opening round game. It's closed to spectators, but you can go to EOUsports.com and check out the live stream. These volleyball girls are fun to watch. Trust me. Their energy level and just everything that they do is crazy. On Friday's show, I'll have EOU Volleyball's head coach, Khaki McLean-Moorhead. So pay attention. My guests for today. So I reached out to my good buddy, Joe McCraw, and I said, hey, McCraw, I need a Union kid. I need a Union high school kid. Who you got? He's the assistant basketball coach out there. Who you got, Coach McCraw? He sent me Keegan Glenn. Here's the interview. Keegan, what's up?
How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. It's this year's been kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
To say the least, especially for athletes. The whole coronavirus and social distancing is what they call it. I like to call it physical distancing. Thanks to Matt Scarfo, he made a good point. Like, we shouldn't socially distance. We should socially come together. We should physically distance to not spread it. I'll start you off with the same question I ask everybody. And it's a real simple one. Where are you going after high school? Like, what's your plans? Let's just cut to the chase.
So as of now, I have a couple options lined up. I'd like to play basketball in college. And so, with the coronavirus, the whole recruiting process and whatnot has been kind of delayed. And so I don't really have a set plan on where I'm going yet, but I have some options in mind to go play basketball, most likely at a junior college. So of now, that's my plans.
So like junior colleges in the area, like BMCC, TVCC?
I'm pretty interested in Walla Walla right now. And then I have another college that I've been looking at and talking to the coach with in Southern California as well. And that's so those are my two options as of now. And well, I guess we'll, see where the road goes once recruiting's kind of starting to figure out with the virus and whatnot. Everyone getting that extra year of eligibility has kind of made it hard for seniors to be recruited. But,
yeah, big time across the board. So basketball is the spring sport this year, right? For you guys. I mean, we're going to have baseball season next. Did you play anything in the fall?
No. See, I didn't play football, so I didn't have anything. I actually played on a travel basketball team. Had the opportunity to do that in Idaho, and so we had some tournaments in Idaho.
Was it a local team, or did you get recruited onto it, or?
So I went to a tryout. It's mainly Idaho and Montana athletes, and then I just decided to try out, especially since I'm not playing football and we didn't have any other options other than football in the fall. And so I just tried out for that team so I could have something to do during the fall.
Have you played football in the past? You look like
I played through junior high, elementary through junior high, and then I played my freshman year and just decided it wasn't really my thing after that.
Yeah, I was similar. I played my freshman year, and then I didn't play my sophomore and junior year, but all of my friends were football players. I mean, pretty much. Yeah. And it was like constant pressure from my friend. I mean, I'm at the time I was 6'5", 245. I'm a big boy. And there was constant pressure from everybody. So I finally gave in and played my senior year. Even though I love watching football, I love coaching football, I don't like playing football.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too. Is all my friends play football as well, and I'm 6'2", 205. So I'm decently sized too. It's just I just don't enjoy it for some reason.
I think it's because, for me personally, I think it's because I'm a skill player trapped in a lineman's body.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, I have really good hands. I can throw the ball really well. I was a pitcher in college. But I don't have the speed, and so I'm a skill player trapped in a lineman's body, and that never worked for me because I wanted to touch the ball. You know what I mean? I wanted to run with the ball. I wanted to catch the ball, and so that's kind of why my focus moved more towards baseball. So Joel McCraw is your assistant coach, Odin head coach. I reached out to Joel and I said, hey, I want to get Union involved with my show because I'm trying to branch out to all the schools in the Valley. And you're the one that he suggested, and you're the one that he got in contact with me. What do you think about old McCraw?
I love Joel McCraw. He always likes to, talk it up in practice. Him and the other coaches will scrimmage us a lot in practice. And to be quite honest, I mean, they do beat up on us. That's for sure. He's definitely pretty good. So
you should have seen him in his prime.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about him.
Yeah. He could jump. He could shoot. He was strong. He's shorter than me. I played a lot against him. I guarded him a lot. And he was just strong. You know what I mean? Just like that athletic strong. He wasn't the biggest dude out there by any means, but he was just like strong, and he could shoot. So I mean, that presents a problem on the basketball court when somebody's strong and they can shoot, because he had his way with a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I never got to see Odin play. Odin's younger than us, and he's a Union kid. So I've never got to see him play, but I've had him on the show, and I've heard stories about that he was a baller too.
Yeah, I mean, as from what I know, he has the record for at least points in one game for our school. So
what did he draw?
45.
45.
And then those records actually got stolen out of the trophy case. So they don't record.
Somebody it's some dumb high schooler stealing.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So they don't keep track of it anymore. That's just what I heard.
That's funny.
So.
Wow, Union High School's record book got stolen.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So, have you had the chance to interact with any of the EOU guys basketball?
I have not actually.
Well, we need to get you hooked up with those guys. I don't know what your plans are for this summer and stuff. I'm sure you're going to be playing and doing whatever, but those guys are my dudes. I'm close with the EOU basketball team, and I mean, if you want an introduction, I'm more than willing to you can come over here and I'll bring some of them down to the studio and introduce you, and you can get some run with them this summer.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Probably be good for you.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about basketball since that's your game. Who do you emulate on the basketball court? Who's your dude?
You mean like who do I look up to in terms of?
Yeah, who's your dude?
I mean, I'm a pretty big Donovan Mitchell fan. Not gonna lie.
I like Spider.
Yeah, I like his play style. You know, he can jump out of the gym. He's a big guy like me. You know, he weighs about 215 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not very tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2". And so yeah, that's kind of who I look up to. He's built a lot like me, and so I like to. He's a
good person to emulate for sure.
Yeah.
You'd never be able to guess my favorite play in the NBA right now. I'm a LeBron dude. Like I'm a LeBron fan. You can't and one of that whole Jordan LeBron thing. I grew up in the Jordan era. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I was there. Jordan, Kobe, but LeBron's different. Like in my eyes, he's not my favorite player in the NBA though. My favorite player in the NBA is Lou Williams.
Oh yeah,
Lou's my dude. My favorite player ever is Allen Iverson. I love his style. I love his ferocity. I mean, the dude is ferocious on the court. I read a thing where the coaches and the trainers had to go and steal his jersey when he was really injured so he wouldn't play. That's crazy, dude. That's a whole different level of competitiveness and commitment. Yeah. So the basketball season this year, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to get out of this year, this COVID year?
Man, honestly, to win state, because from what I've heard, we're supposed to still have a state championship. Winning state, obviously the number one goal, and just to go out with a bang. I think that this team that we have this year, we have a pretty big group of seniors. And I think that we could definitely be something big that hasn't went through Union in a while, and just to kind of, end on a good note. And
then moving forward, you definitely want to go to college and play at the next level. For school wise, like what are you interested in? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a psychologist. Psychology has always kind of intrigued me and caught my mind. I don't know why, to be honest. It's just always been something that I've been pretty interested in. I'd like to get into sports psychology, but if that doesn't work out, just a psychology branch of any kind.
Nice. If they were going to make a Hollywood movie, who plays you and about your life? Who plays you and what's the movie titled? It's a tough one.
I don't know if I could answer that, to be honest. I have no clue.
At least give me a title. Something you're passionate about, something you love, or something that you dislike. Like
it'd have to be something about helping other people chase, their dreams and be prepared mentally for it. Considering I want to go into the psychology branch, I'm a personal believer that the mental side of sports and just life in general is more important than people give it credit to.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest problem with this whole pandemic is the mental health of especially kids. And when I say kids, I mean like college age and younger, and the mental health of people. We haven't seen the repercussions of this pandemic yet. We're going to see it down the road with mental health stuff. It's crazy how invasive it's been. I mean, we don't see it on the surface yet. Yeah. We will. There's no doubt about it. I have a son that's a freshman in high school, and he's an athlete. He's like 6'3", 240. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's a baller, and he was a straight A student coming into this, and he's failing classes right now. Dallas, where my kids live on the west side, they haven't even been back in school yet.
That's crazy. Yeah, and honestly, I heard that Washington's doing something about giving seniors and juniors an extra year if they needed to take it in terms of grades, because I think that I just feel like it's not really – I mean, we haven't had to experience it too much in Union being a small school. We didn't have to start online this year. We just hopped right into the classroom. I think we a couple classes went online for a couple weeks because they had a case in their class. But other than that, we've been, in person. And so these bigger schools, I haven't really, it's pretty hard to put in perspective how much kids are struggling online, because it's a whole different story online to try to keep your grades up. You have to email teachers if you have a problem, wait for that response. By the time you get a response, the due date's tomorrow.
Right.
And so it's just been kind of tough for everyone, honestly.
It's similar to the dilemma that a lot of college kids are facing, even at EOU here. You got kids that thrived in the classroom, and now we had online for a while, and they're suffering. I mean, and it's really unfortunate. And the reality of it is we don't get this back. This goes back. This is going to go in the history books. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like people are going to 100 years from now, they're going to talk about this pandemic. It's crazy. I never thought I'd live through a pandemic. I mean, I've read about Spanish flu, back in
you read about it all the time, and you never think that you'll actually be in one.
It's crazy, huh? It's so crazy. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
No.
Good.
No.
What do you like on your pizza?
And I just like the kind of traditional, pizza sauce and cheese. To be honest,
just straight
some
up
pepperoni. Yep, pretty basic, honestly.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
Probably pizza.
Really?
Honestly. Yep.
Nice. I like tacos, dude. But I'm on this MetTrim diet right now, so I haven't had it's 800 calories a day for that's just how it works for me. And I'm on like day 13 today, and so I haven't had real food in a while. So talking about food just making my mouth water, like seriously. So as for that Union basketball team, tell me a little bit about your guys' like chemistry, like about your camaraderie. Like how do you guys get along? Is it a pretty solid group?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we have 4 of us that have been together almost all the way through high school and into elementary, middle school. So 4 of us have grown up, playing sports together pretty consistently. And I mean, honestly, we get along pretty well, and we play together pretty well. The only hiccup that I'd say we have is we had to switch coaches, between sophomore and junior year, but that transitioned really well. So a lot of positives coming out of it.
So it lists everything I've read about you says that you're a small forward. Moving forward, you're not a small forward.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're more of like a 2-guard, or I would imagine. Is that kind of your style? A scoring type?
Yeah, that's why I like to take advantage of being able to go play for these bigger travel teams, because the kids out there are a lot taller.
Yeah, you get to play a natural position.
Exactly, you get to play your natural position, and so that's why I like to take advantage of being able to take those opportunities so I can work on something that I'll have to use at the next level as well.
That's my only qualm with small schools. My only qualm is you end up with players in positions that they shouldn't be playing like that. But okay, I don't want to say shouldn't be playing. I want to say that they won't be playing at the next level. Like you take a 6'2" guy, and you said you're the second or third tallest on the team. You got to guard their second or third biggest guy. Once you get to the next level, that won't be the case.
Yeah, no. And so, I mean, that's why fortunately now there's those teams that you can go play for. If you're looking to go to the next level, to have more of a college experience, because all those guys that are playing for those teams are trying to do the same exact thing. And so being able to have those opportunities is really nice, especially when you're from a small school.
Nice. Yeah. Do you have your phone with you?
I do. Yeah.
Grab it.
All right.
Open it up.
Okay.
What's the last song you listened to on your playlist? Don't lie either. If it's Baby Shark, say Baby Shark.
No, it's not.
I know it's not Baby Shark. It better not be Baby Shark.
It's Views by Drake.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Nice. I use the song on like the Instagram post, and just it just to give people a little idea of like something about you that they might not know. Tell me something about you that nobody knows, or that maybe not that nobody knows, but like a hidden talent, something that you can do, or something that you've done that people might not know about.
Okay. Well, my friends might disagree with me, but I think I'm pretty good at ping pong. Be honest.
So there's another reason why you would like these EOU basketball boys, man. We play some ping pong.
Oh, yeah.
The assistant coach has got a ping pong table in his garage, and it gets heated.
Yeah, man. Well, I have a buddy that on our basketball team, actually, his name's Cole McLean. He has a ping pong table out at his house. And anytime we have like team dinner or something, after we're done eating, that's the first thing we go do is go play ping pong. And it gets pretty heated.
I had one in my basement as a kid here in La Grande.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and all the way through high school, we played a lot of ping pong at my house. My mom is 60 years old, and she can probably whoop a lot of people at ping pong. It's crazy. Like it's one of those games where you don't have to be super athletic, but it's still super competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
I love some ping pong, dude. It's so fun. So after college, after you do your psychology stuff, do you want to coach or do you want to stay involved with basketball?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, if everything panned out exactly how I'd want it to, I'd like to be able to. I know a lot of these bigger universities have psychologists for their sports programs, and I'd like to go into something like that. And if that doesn't work out, I could coach. I'd like to coach on the side, but I'd like to also be a psychologist, just a general psychologist.
Yeah. When I first went to college, I wanted to be a psychologist or a counselor. And I took a job in Western Oregon where I was, I oversaw a couple houses that dealt with people with dual diagnosis. So that means they were developmentally disabled and they also had mental health issues on top of it. Yeah. And I didn't last long. I got burnt out. It's a super tough job. I mean, it's you're on call a lot. It's just it's hard to when you're dealing with other people's problems. It's really hard to leave work at work and not take it home with you.
Yeah.
So if I have any recommendation for you in the future is make sure that you really focus on leaving work at work once you get into your field.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I want to go into something that's helping others. And I kind of like the medical field. I just can't deal with the stuff like any blood or anything like that.
Me neither.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, well, then maybe, something on the mental side of things where I don't have to see any of that would be nice.
Nice. So, good.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming on. I mean, I'm glad Joel found me somebody and he found the right person because this worked out. And Eastern Oregon, this is Union High School Standout Keegan Glenn. I'm Doddsy. We appreciate you, and I'm out. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great interview. Good kid. I love it. I love it. Let's just move right on to my next guest. Let's just go. My next guest in his first season as the EOU defensive coordinator, EOU football, Mountie football defensive coordinator. Here's Bryan Mills. Bryan, what's up?
Doing good. How are we doing?
I'm excellent, man. Just living life. Was provided this opportunity and taking it full advantage of it.
That's what you got to do. Appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah. So let's start off with. I mean, let's kind of. I'll give you the same question that I give the athletes. How'd you end up back at EOU?
Well, to be honest with you, I've always wanted to be a defensive coordinator. I started my college coaching career. I played small college ball, started coaching small college ball, and my goal was to always become a defensive coordinator. And my time at Eastern Washington was awesome. Would never change a thing. And then when this job became available, it kind of felt like destiny for me to be able to come home and be the DC here. And when I was here in 2016, we made the semifinal game, and to me that kind of proved that Eastern Oregon could win on a national level. And so I really want to be a part of the first group that can hopefully bring home that national championship trophy.
Yeah. Speaking of winning on a national level, let's talk a little bit about, I mean, I don't want to dwell on it. I know it's a sore subject for a lot of people, but let's talk a little bit about maybe the C of I game and the fact that a team that we beat 28-0 made it into the playoffs and we didn't.
Yeah, it's a weird season. Weird how everything worked out, But at the end of the day, we still had a chance to control our own destiny, and unfortunately, against College of Idaho, was unable to get it done. So and that's kind of the way of the Frontier Conference. Every week you have to bring your A game, because pretty much every team is can beat anybody on any day. It's who shows up on Saturday. And unfortunately for us, against College of Idaho, they were the better team that day. But as far as getting into the playoffs this year and everything, it is what it is. It worked out how it worked out, and unfortunately our name didn't get called. But we'll use that for fuel and fire headed into this offseason.
Absolutely. And we're coming right back with football in the fall. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that we're finishing football in the middle of April. And then we're going to run it right back in August. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we gotta attack this off season like we've never attacked it before. I've told these guys on defense that if we do what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always got. And so, these games, the way we practice, the way we prepared, for better or worse, it's been different, and so we're going to approach this off season the same way. We got to be different, hopefully in a positive manner.
Do you have any reservations with the off season being so short, with player recovery, implementing a game plan? I mean, people don't understand, guys, viewers, listeners, football takes a lot of time. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of video. There's a lot of meetings behind the scenes that people don't get to see on Saturdays. Is there any reservations about this short offseason?
No, because I think in reality, we would have been in spring ball right now anyway. And for some of these guys, there's no better way to learn and get better than getting put in live game and live action scenarios. We had at one point in time, I believe it was against Rocky Mountain. Defensively, we played a total of 8 true freshmen in that game. So a lot of guys are learning by trial, and like I said, there's no better way to learn than actually getting thrown in the fire. But as far as this off season goes, we do have a lot of guys that, our first priority is to excel in the classroom and then get healthy. We do have quite a few guys dinged up, so we need to get healthy this off season, and like you said, be ready to go again in a short few months here.
Yeah, speaking of true freshmen, later on in this show, Blayne Shaw is going to join me, the La Grande kid who started at safety for you this year, all year, I think.
Yes, he did.
Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, so Blayne is an outstanding athlete. And what helps Blayne out too is his football IQ. He understands what offenses are trying to do. He understands how offenses are trying to attack us, and he understands his role in how we want to stop the other team's offense. And so for him to be able to come in here and athletically be able to compete, what took him over the top is his knowledge of the game and his commitment to being better. He does more than what we require of them football wise.
Nice. Looking like he spent the off season in the weight room with Chase Van Wyck doesn't help either, or doesn't hurt. I mean, the dude, no. The first time I saw him this year, I was like, and the only thing that could come to my mind was like, dude, he's been working out with them dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he has.
Oh yeah. He's gotten bigger, faster, stronger. And for him, that was one of the things he had to do. At safety, you got to be able to cover a slot receiver man to man. And you also got to be able to tackle a 225-pound running back coming at you. So for him, that was a big plus to get in the weight room with some of these guys. Absolutely.
So while we're talking about this defense, I watched all your guys' games this year. I got to come to the home games. That defensive front, we're losing. We're losing DeLong, right? DeLong's gone.
He'll be back.
Oh, he's coming back. So what about Van Wyck?
So everybody you saw play for us defensively this year
is coming back.
As of right now, we'll be back next season.
Oh my gosh. So I call DeLong, Van Wyck, and Solo Taylor the three-headed monster. That's my nickname for them.
Yeah, those old boys played a major role, you know, and they played a lot of ball. So that helps. Definitely helps.
That whole defense was pretty dang good this year. I got to give you credit there. And I told you, when I sent you the message, I was like, that defense was impressive. It really was.
Well, I appreciate it. These guys have bought in. They have. There's no issue here with the want to. All of our guys want to be good.
You can totally tell too by the way they carry themselves, by their social media. They lift each other up. That's one of the things that I really love about camp and about all you guys is just the positive energy. You can feel it when like when I was in the stadium, I was the only person in the stands besides the camera guys, and I could feel that positive energy from even the guys that weren't dressed down. Yeah.
So Coach Camp's done an outstanding job of developing team unity. You know, we've had a lot of team bonding activities, and just on speaking defensively, you know, I talk with these guys about good teams are able to play well, you know, with each other. But the great ones, you know, the point to where we want to get to, those teams, the championship teams, are playing for each other. And there's a big difference between those two.
There's a huge difference between those two. And so defensively, moving forward, we're not losing anybody. That's crazy. Do we have any big name recruits coming in? You got anybody that you want to talk about? Is there anybody?
Yeah, we do. We got some, you know, as far as our signing class, the recruiting this year has been different.
Crazy,
and we're not done yet. You know, so there's still going to be some additions to this 21 class that we haven't introduced yet. But yeah, we do have some defensive guys who have the potential to come in here and compete. You know, we got a couple D linemen from Banks, Tyler Exline, Ramsey Herring. Both of those guys have played a high level of football for a while. We got a linebacker coming from Eastmont High School, where Wes McElwain played. His old teammate. Kid's name is Max Prazer. And Max and Tyler and Ramsey, those guys are all weight room football junkies. So those guys will be able to come in here and hopefully, you know, make some noise early in their careers.
So just because he's my dude and I want to know your opinion on it, tell me about Quincey's transition from an offensive player, a running back, to cornerback this year. I thought he did fairly well. I mean, there was a couple times where I thought when he was pressing that he wasn't jamming, and I talked to him about it afterwards, and he said the ref told him that he couldn't jam. What's that about?
Honestly, I don't know. And the official gave us that whole speech there too. But at the same time, for Quince, you know, he's an outstanding athlete. He's different athletically. And so for him and a lot of guys, you know, at DB, we really didn't have anybody that had played significant amount of defensive snaps for us until this year. Quince being one of those guys. And so for Quince right now, we're barely scratching the surface of what Quincey has the potential to be. And he's a guy who was able to come over to the DB room, and, you know, being a fairly younger room, once Quince kind of got the hang of what we were doing technique wise, scheme wise, he kind of took over as a leader in that room for us. The guys look up to him now, you know, because we do have a lot of young guys in there. And so for Quince to come over, for Josh Mendoza to come over and, you know, really get thrown into the fire of learning how to play DB and being fairly successful at it with those guys, we're just scratching the surface as far as what they are going to be capable of. I'm excited for Quince.
I was impressed with him this year. Like his first year, I mean, in high school, he played some defense, obviously. I mean, any athlete plays both ways in high school. But to make that transition this year, I was pretty impressed. I mean, there's some things that he's got to work on, and he knows. But overall, the overall picture of Quincey on defense, I love it. I really do.
And with those guys, like I was mentioning earlier, there's a big time want to. You know, so for Quince, like my office door is always open, and Quince typically comes in here once a day. trying to watch film or watch some teach tapes, things like that. So there's a major want to there. And athletically, once you combine those two things, we're going to be cooking with fire here soon.
So let's touch on team goals for the fall. Like what does Camp have on his board? Like what if I'm Bryan Mills, what's gonna make me happy in the fall, and what's gonna disappoint me?
I want to win a national championship, and everybody does here, and that's the goal as far as what we want to get accomplished. And if you can make it out of this conference, you've got a pretty good shot to make some noise nationally, because some of the best teams in the country are right here in the Frontier Conference. So for us, we have a one game at a time mentality. We'll never look to the next opponent until that previous Saturday is over. But at the same time, the end goal, we want to win a national championship. Nice.
I say that when I have people on the show and they say my goal is like to be good or this or that, I think to myself, like, nobody sets out to climb Mount Everest to make it halfway. They set out to climb Mount Everest to sign that book at the top. So I always question people that don't have a national championship as their goal, because that's why we're playing. I mean, it's competition, and part of that is winning, and winning means winning all the way out until you get that nice big trophy, right?
Yes, there's really no more to it than that right there.
I agree. But at the same time, you have to intertwine sportsmanship and humility and being humble and all that. But at the same time, I feel like the greatest athletes in the world, that they are 100% winners. They want to win no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. And so defensively, we talk about, we want competitors. When you talk about competing, there's a beginning and an end to it. But we want true competitors, guys that want to win in everything they do. Be the first one to get up and beat your roommate to the bathroom in the morning. That type of thing. Right. These guys had an Xbox tournament a couple months ago, and all the defensive guys, I told them, if you guys are in this thing, you better do it to the best of your ability to win.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality that we're trying to have.
Do you have a nickname?
A nickname for myself?
Yeah. What are the players called? Just Coach Mills?
Shoot. I mean, I got to credit some of the guys back in 16. They used to call me, what is it? It's one of those dance deals. Millie Rock.
Oh, Millie Rock.
That's what those guys used to call me back then. Some of the guys brought it back this year, but I'm a big nickname guy. I have nicknames.
I am too.
Everybody
I make nicknames for
team.
Everybody, man.
Yeah.
You got to have a nickname. I mean, that's part of sports in my eyes. Like it just.
That's probably the most common one for me.
Millie Rock.
Most of these guys don't stray far from Coach Mills. So for better or worse.
Yeah. So let's talk about your goals real fast. Like moving forward, like where's Bryan Mills in 10 years?
To be honest with you, I don't really have any coaching goals beyond where I'm at right now. Like I told you earlier, one of my goals was to be a defensive coordinator at the collegiate level. And now that I'm here at home, a place that means more to me than just a job, I'm really not looking past tomorrow. So I'm happy right here and want to make a difference here.
That completely makes sense and is understandable. Your family's here, your sister, your mom, your dad. Yeah. I mean, you grew up here too. I mean, that's kind of like me. I mean, I decided that after I got divorced, I was just like, I need to go back home, man. That's where I belong. Yeah. This is my area. It's the most beautiful valley in the country. And then not to mention the people are just phenomenal in this valley.
Oh, absolutely. There's no place like home, right?
Absolutely. Eastern Oregon, he's EOU defensive coordinator, Bryan Mills. He's a hometown boy. I actually coached him when he was like 10 years old, man, which is crazy. I tell everybody that. It's my brag. I mean, I brag about it. I don't care. It was little league, but we had fun. We had the coolest
Oh, we had a
catcher's helmet
blast.
we had the coolest catcher's helmet in the whole league.
With
if
the
you
flames.
remember. Yeah, my
The red one with
buddy
the flames.
Jeff painted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Burger
that.
King, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And you were young. You were 2 years younger than everybody else on the team. Well, you and Nolan and one other guy. We had 3 really young guys that had, that were way past their age for their skill level.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. That doesn't seem like it was as long ago as it was. I'll tell you that.
That was a long time ago, man. That was 30 years ago. If 30 years. Wait, no, it couldn't have been 30.
It's been about 20.
20. Yeah, it was 20. It's 20 years ago. Wow. All right, Eastern Oregon, I appreciate you. Mills, I appreciate you as well, man. Keep up the good work. I love that.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Means
of
a lot.
Course, 100%. Thanks, Coach Mills. I appreciate you, man. Millie Rock, let's go. These interviews would not be possible without Rock & Sons Tire and Auto and MetTrim MD. I'm telling you. So this whole diet thing it's working. I'm losing weight. I feel good. I'm not energy drained. I can't say enough good things about it. Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. When I need my car worked on, I take it to Rock & Sons because I trust JB and the boys. I know that they're going to do the work that needs to get done to my vehicle for a fair price, and then they're going to get it back to me fast. Rock & Sons Tire and Auto, East End of Adams in La Grande. Go see JB and the boys. Eastern Oregon, I am pumped about this spring sports season, which is crazy because we're having spring sports for the high schools before we have the winter sports. But I'm pumped. Spring sports are my favorite. I'm not going to lie. I love baseball. I love softball. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Eastern Oregon, I appreciate you. That's all I got on a Wednesday. I'm Doddsy, and I'm out.